All right, Shalakia, the video cut off. Satan, of course, but Nadab Mamanya Hashatan Bashim Yahal Bashim Yashai Bashim Kakadash. That means flee from the Satan. In the name of the Most High, Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash, in the name of His Son, and in the name of His Holy Spirit, or the Holy Spirit, Slakia. So, just continuing back, I was in this article. All right, it's here, coronavirus. Of course, giving all praise and honor, glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to Apostle and Elder, great millstone, peace and salutation to the elect, or even scattered to, I'm the brother Mappa. All right, this is a continuation of the lesson. If you ain't see the beginning of the lesson, I'm just gonna make it where I'll still briefly go over it, and just because I only just started reading it, I got these long intros. So yeah, coronavirus household warned to prepare for countrywide blackouts due to staff shortage. All right, people have been warned about a possibility for blackouts, a bit fears of staff shortages that could result in problems with the country's power community. This over in the UK, fears are raised by staff sickness through the coronavirus outbreak mixed with the government's self-isolation rules, social distancing, standing apart. It says could cause the scarcity of engineers, on the grid to work and, of course, maintain it. Keep your door shut. It says the National Grid in the United Kingdom, in the UK, insists that the network is capable of coping up. It's certainly one of the most reliable networks in the world. That's a very proud statement. It says it comes as one electrical infrastructure firm has written some of its clients, warning them to hold torches and heat cloths in case of strength cuts. So they already warning some of their clients. I assume them to be high end clients, not your lower end, peasants or commoners. It says UK Power Networks, which owns and maintains the energy cables in England and London, has written to its clients what today if their houses are hit with an energy cut. Lights out. The recommendation told the Daily Telegraph includes keeping a torch handy, keep a flashlight and such. I believe that's a torch is how in the UK they say flashlight, right? Which is a portable means of illumination, right? Or a lamp or pool, all right? A flame, a lantern, like in the ancient world we would have, and reduce heat loss by closing doors in unused rooms. So it's gonna be cold because the electric grid, if you don't have any heating, and that isn't, of course, controlled by electricity. Like say if you have a firewood, to keep your house, or oil or something analog, you're screwed. You better hope you got some wood. Let's go on. It says customers are counseled to have a hat and gloves and a blanket to hand to maintain warm, to keep warm where feasible, to keep a corded telephone in the house, in addition to strength bank to recharge basically a power bank to charge your mobile phones. So they're pretty much prepping you for a power outage because that's what's going to happen, and that happened to Egypt. Really, it was the Lord. He smite the place with darkness. Leaving the Egyptians, in a fearful place. It's going the day that they knew. All right. To Babylon, America, and all these places too. They got EMP, electromagnetic pulses, and go off. Pocket nick and knock out the grid. And have this place plunged 100 years back in ancient times. Everything's pretty much grid dependent. It says here a spokesperson up for UK Power Network said they often contact the customers on our priority service register. The spokesperson added the company ensures it meets clients' needs and it's no way more crucial than the current circumstances. All right, we're in the midst of this coronavirus. UK Power Network said it could continue to fix power cuts and maintain electricity network to ensure its continued reliability. This ensure will continue to provide them clients with the best support. It added, the recommendation comes as many strength corporations across the UK put non-essential infrastructure work on hold. Ooh. Damn, so start 10 different non-essential infrastructure work. Power is a part of the infrastructure. Okay. Organization of structures, facilities, buildings, roads, power supplies. All right. Needed to, of course, operation of a society or enterprise. And this is Ease Enterprise. All right, it's undertaking. It says power companies to implement emergency procedures. Okay. It says companies have additionally implemented emergency procedures to address the knock-on outcomes, or knockout really, of the COVID-19, which has infected more than 800,000 people worldwide, at least in the UK. 39. Oh no, this is general, I believe. Slovakia. At least 39,000 humans have died as a result of and this is just made up numbers, by the way. They fabricated, produced the agenda of the elite. It says other electricity distributors throughout the country are also reported contacting the most affected sectors. The power firms are ensuring workers can continue to work on critical projects while abiding by the government social distancing rules. And as you got work, you need your pal to come help. You kind of did, because it's not in compliance with the social distancing, keeping these 6 foot apart and all these things. However, one of the electricity firms, SP Energy Network, said that the staff sickness was particular concern. Concerns have also raised. Right, that's you get sick. Maybe they got coronavirus. You have to self quarantine 2 weeks. All right, which that leads to diminishing the amount of hands or your workforce. Okay, lessening your effectiveness. Okay, of your actual particular job duty. It says the National Grid, which owns Britain's electric transmission community, previously said it would keep electricity working during a pandemic. So they thinking about this. This is crazy. It says we have well developed procedures in place to manage the effects of pandemic. The electric corporation assured the company also told its personnel who do not need to be on site to work from home as possible. This measure has been introduced to limit the spread of the virus, protect health, safety of our people, and ensure in the operation rules can continue to do the jobs. So, look, there's been a warning out there of a blackout, so I'm just going to go to the lesson. The precepts. Okay, now I went into this in the beginning part, but just for Akim that may just skip over the other part, you could pretty much just watch this one. All right, but you can do what you want. All right, I'm just making it quick. So it says, behold, verse 11 says, but I will behold. Let me start to slug. It says here, behold, my people is led as a flock to slaughter. The Lord's people are the Israelites. All right, okay, starting with these elect. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them, the elect, with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues, as before. And the Lord smite ancient Egypt. Okay, and He's gonna do this one, this modern day Egypt being America. All right, and across a block, because this is under the spirit of Egypt. Okay, under E, the modern day Pharaoh, which is the of the Adawam Joshua. All right, the wicked, who the earth has been given unto the hand of. All right, so it says, and I will destroy the land thereof, the structure. All right, if you mess up a country's infrastructure, having a poor, that's gonna do significant catastrophic damage to not only the people but also the things that power a country. Okay, plunging them back to the ancient times, pretty much, because you gotta use analog things. Everything's digital, all right, and a part of the Internet of Things. Okay, you take out the electric, you ain't having no contactless payments, right? All right. So I'm gonna get some of these other scriptures. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5. And I'm gonna get some of the different, going into what in the book of Wisdom of Solomon that goes detailed into what the Lord brought to Egypt, ancient Egypt. All right, this is good. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, and starting at verse 16. Therefore said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, Lord of armies, the Lord said thus: wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as skillful of lamentation to wailing. Okay, and I mean, husbandmen, they work out in the field. Okay, and these would be workers and such, right? Okay, and all the vineyards shall be wailing. Okay, and it's gonna be a lot of wailing, crying, and sounds of grief and sorrow. Wailing, which is masapad, baha, which is wailing, lamentation, one who mourneth. Okay, day to there being no fruit to the field. Okay, the thing's gonna dry up. The Lord's taking that away due to the different plagues, like locust plagues and the blasting of hell with the different catastrophes that happened with the weather. All right, the Lord brought the storms and such. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. What end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness. All right, darkness should be chashak, right? It says here, to you, lakam, Yawam, day, Yahweh, Hawa, which I believe that means be, chashak, darkness, wa, la'a, no, awar, light, and not light. Okay, right there, you heard it in Hebrew and in English, putting the force on it. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Okay, yeah. So you ain't gonna have it on, because this is one of the different plagues that the Lord is going to bring to their place. Okay. Let me see if I can find another scripture, man. Yeah, this is the book of Jeremiah, or Jeremiah, I believe. Yeah, 15. And it says here, I'm going to start talking. It says, then said Yahweh unto me, though Moses, Mashar, which is Moses, and Shamuel Allah, or Samuel, stood before me, Moses the law, Samuel the prophet stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Okay, Yeah, there's gonna come a time when the Lord's not gonna be dealing, all right, with having the gates of mercy open to Israel, all right, because he only is sealing his elect, which they most likely already sealed. As far as destruction is being let loose, and the Lord bringing His judgment to the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. It says, "And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, such are for death." All right, so you going for death to death, okay? Like a lion went up, put his, like what, you put your hand on, what was it, lion, flee from a lion, then a bear, then like it was going into Amos. Serpent bite him, he put his hand on the wall, right? Bit him. It says from death to death, and such are for the sword, the karab, to the sword. All right, that violent weapon that bring forth death, instrument of death. And such are for the famine to famine, and such are for the captivity to captivity. And it says here, "And I will report over them for kind, said Yahweh, the sword to slay, and dogs to tear, and foes of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy." All right, these are some of the plagues to beware of. Now, we're going to go to the Book of Wisdom of Solomon. Chapters either 17 or 18. And talk about lights out. Right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17. And 2, it says, "For when unrighteous men thought to oppress a holy nation," the Egyptians did that to us, right? This modern day Egyptian is the so-called weak man, all right, who thinks he's pure, which is the wicked all right? "They being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness," chashak, all right, we got that, being prisoners, all right, you held in darkness, in fetters with bonds of a long night, lay there exiled from the external providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. So the Lord sent all these different demons, on our enemies. All right, being the Matazarium, the so-called Egyptians. Okay, which is another dark-skinned nation. Okay, I believe this was before we left Egypt. So it says, for neither might the corner that beheld them keep them from fear. Like, you think you're gonna go into a wee corner to be safe or something? You can escape. Nay, not at all. The Lord didn't let them go to a place of refuge or safety at all. All right. It says, but noises of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them, nightmares, literally. Okay, with heavy countenances. So these spirits was getting them, man. And this is the point. No power of the ash, the fire, or the candle, right? This is back in the ancient times, okay? And this time it'd be the Lord gonna take away the light, your grid, all right? Your lights in your house, your smart houses got all the different LEDs and elaborate light setups. That's going to fail you in 8 days. It says, as it did in ancient Egypt. All right. It says, no power of the fire might give them light. All right. No power. Of the ash. Give them the sun. A war light. Neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night. So not even the stars in the sky that would obviously give light, above in the firmament, you didn't get that. All right. It says, only there appear unto them a ash or fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the thing which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. Right. You know, that's plain. I ain't gonna go into it. It says, as for the illusions of art, magic, it's different sorceries and such, they were put down, and their vaunting and wisdom was reproved, corrected with disgrace. And the Lord put down all the different sorceries and such, because the Egyptians were very high sorcerers. Okay. Now, for they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from the sick soul were sick themselves of fear. Okay, so you're different, you know, these witches and such. Okay, it says worthy to be laughed at. Okay, and it's definitely gonna be laughed because look, Book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 1. It says here, this is speaking to the nation of Israel, because I have called and ye have refused. Right, we in the hedges and the prophet telling you the breakdowns of the understanding of the Bible, these dark sayings. You just keep walking by. You don't take of the counsel of the Lord. You don't take it for serious. You put it for naught. It says, I have stretched out my arm, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught. All right. Let me see if this is my, or some other word. Parai, which is to ignore. All right. Ignore or avoid or neglect. Parai. That's a good word. It says, all my counsel, all the prophets, you ignore them. Ignore the prophecies that they speak, and would none of my reproof, your correction. Okay. It says, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And one of your fears is you having all your light being taken from you, your power. Okay. But you can't see. All right. Then you're going to be like one that walketh the grope in darkness and such. Blind. Okay. And we also lights, man. So the men of the Lord. But he ain't going to let our lights go out. He just going to hide us. All right. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. And having no light, that's going to bring a lot of stress. People going to bug out, period. Okay. They're going to bug out. You're going to see somebody like screaming, like just screaming. That's all you're going to see, screaming. You ain't going to be able to see them screaming. You just going to hear it. You know, like that chick upstairs, I was hearing her scream because she got news that her dad has coronavirus, and she was literally wailing and screaming about him. Well, you're going to be wailing and screaming because you don't have music to play, and they have light that of course give you, of course, illumination for you to see what's going to befall you. All right. And you don't have, you just got nothing but confusion surrounding you. Could pass the boat. All right. Let's continue forth. Back in that Wisdom of Solomon. So it says here, for that though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that passed by and hissing of serpents. So the Lord was torturing them. Okay. They died for fear, denying that they saw air which could of no side be avoided. For wickedness condemned by her own witness testimony is very timorous. Okay. I have to look up that word. All right, timorous, meaning fearful, dread, anxiety. All right, be afraid. English to show confusion. It's like a rash, like it. All right, and going back means excuse me, pardon me. Let's go back. Yeah, so very fearful, afraid, and be impressed with conscience, always forecasting grievous things, right? And your spirit, it have you, you in fear, like your spirit in you had you pushing towards like all types of things, like nightmares, from within you, just from being in dread and terror, being afraid, right? Which is gonna go. It said, for fear is nothing else but the betraying of the succors, the help with which reason logic offereth. All right. Yes, you ain't getting that help, so you bugging the fuck out. I'm just a rat. I'm being playing with you, slack you, with a rude speech, but it is what it is. Though I be rude in speech, not in knowledge. So it says, in the expectation from within being less, counted the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. All right. But they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, in which came upon them out of the bottoms of inevitable shawwal, position of difficulty, the grave, right? Were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, these demons, and partly fainted, their heart failing them for sudden fear. And man, it's all, you can link this to the New Testament. And not look for, which is all canon, okay? He can't say what's canon or not. He's a demon. The Lord ain't dealing with him. It says came upon them, and not look for it, and not look for came upon them. So it's like verse 16. So then whatsoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without bars. It says, for whether he were husband or shepherd or laborer in the field, he was overtaken. So it didn't matter. Okay. Your job role. Okay. No matter what class you in. Okay. And endured that necessity which could not be avoided, as the Lord brought it, for as the hardness of Pharaoh. For they were all bound with one chain of darkness. Okay? So, I'm going to leave it right there. Now, the Lord is going to get our enemies. Okay? Man, this is just crazy. Over them only was spread an heavy night and an image of darkness, which should afterward receive them, yet were they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness. So, yo, man, this junk gonna be a crazy terror. So, I'm gonna just close and end off the lesson right there. Do the spirit power y'all by Shimmy Shai. Hopefully edified. Again, this off of Tech Times, Science and Energy, Coronavirus. Wholesale warned to prepare for countrywide blackouts due to staff shortages, but it's more due to Yahweh Shem Shai bringing forth chashak, all right, darkness, a lot of to the land, all right. With that, I want to give all praise again to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bishop Kakadash, and double honors to apostles and elders at Great Millstone World. Peace and citation to the elect, where even scattered to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bishop Kakadash, and put this curse up. Shemada Palathia was Mashak, which means continue, La Shalach, sin, Rai, Yum, which is evil, Wa Shalak, and sin, Chashak, darkness, La call Arataza to all the land. Ma, meaning of, or you could say Shaw, Yabium Nawa, our enemies. La Adawamium to Esau, alright, or Edom. Wa Hagawayum, the nations. Wa and 2/3 Shal Yasha Allah. Babiksha, 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 Babiksha. Bawa'a, come with, alright, or I'm Iraq, come, alright, or yeah, that's that'd be their fears, alright. I was gonna say thy fear, but yeah, bring that fear, y'all, but the spirit. So with that, the water twab man, alright, hopefully you Akim can use that curse up, put that up. And we gonna keep cursing this place, and this place, Lord gonna keep bringing these prophecies to pass. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, Baba Ball, fall Edom, or Babylon actually, fall Adamamium, Nepal Adamamium. So Shalom.